Oh my girl's up to cooking and baking again.
Yeah, I'm baking a stuffed sibs.
Ooh, she's gonna make a cherry pie with pie crusts and stuff. And she's also gonna make some chili. Some of her awesomest, amazingest chili.
I'm making a sibs.
Yeah. And my poor girl's tired. For some reason she didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm gonna have to take care of her.
I'm tired, sibs.
Oh my. Maybe it was because of my snoring.
No, probably not.
So what you doing here? You're pulling out a pie crust?
Yeah. I'm gonna roll this out and put it in the pan, sibs.
Well, when we get the camera set up, we'll watch you
Okay.
do your magic and stuff. There we go. You just shove it in there.
Just laying in. Make sure it's even.
This is already pre-rolled.
Yeah, it's already pre-done there. You know, everybody don't have time to make all that, and they don't cost very much. I forget what they are, but they don't cost a lot.
And if you don't have time to make your own, they got some pre-made for you, all rolled up in a tube.
Yeah. Because
That's
everybody
pretty.
know, it's time consuming to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like my grandma used to do. Let's see, I need some vanilla. I'm gonna make cherry pies subs. So I need some vanilla. And I need some cornstarch.
Oh, there's the vanilla right behind the cornstarch.
Yeah. And we just use this here and the cornstarch to thicken it up.
No.
Sometimes with cherry you don't have to, but see how thick this is.
Looks pretty thick.
Yeah. We'll see.
Wow. Yeah, these cherry pies are amazing and yummy full. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much the norm. You use 2 cans of
Well, it's up to
cherries.
it's up to the person. You know, it depends on how thick you want your pie to be. You know, how much filling you want in it. Some people don't like a lot of filling, and some people do. So
You like a lot of filling.
yeah, it's up to the person. Everybody's different. There's no wrong way, you know. I always put some vanilla in sibs.
You mix it in the cans.
Yep. Put it in the cans. Yep. Mixed it up. It smells nice. Vanilla.
You think of any of your famous childhood stories, or are you too tired?
I don't know. I'll see what comes to me. I'm just tired. So.
Yes.
Plus, I got a lot of cooking to do. So.
Oh my! Well, I'm your helper.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've come to help my girl.
No. Okay, I need a little bowl so it's just a small. Okay.
I'll go ahead and get rid of these here.
Okay. I'm gonna do this pie first, because it has to be in the oven like an hour. So I'll go ahead and do this first, then I'll make the chili.
Chili and cherry pie for my beautiful girl.
We tried to get a better microphone, sis, but a lot of the stuff he got isn't compatible. So we don't really.
Yeah, behind the scenes, I know a few people have commented the audio is not good, and I agree. But these GoPros, the GoPro Hero 5 and the camcorder that Kate has, none of them have a jack for an external audio microphone. So the only option is to buy another camera, which right now is kind of not in the budget.
No, we got more important stuff to do than that.
So we'll do the best we can. We'll yell if we have to.
Yeah.
Get that cherry out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just have to do what we can do for the time being. But
Yeah.
wow, that cherry's seen better days.
Yeah.
It's cherryful.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll get rid of the cans for you. So ready for the pie.
Yeah.
Oh my, real sugar. Any substitute you can use for?
Well, you can use honey if you want.
Oh, honey. Ooh. You want me to pour it in?
No.
No?
I'm not done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. See what happens when I try to help?
What's the matter with him, sis?
I'm thinking, oh, my poor girl, she's tired. Let me help her. And then I wind up screwing up.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah. And stuff.
cornstarch subs to thicken it up.
Is it like half a teaspoon?
Well, you can put in it as much as you want. I mean, it all depends. Subs, since I know I'm gonna talk about relationship subs and the terrible choices people make,
Oh,
and when you try to tell them what they already know, how they want to get mad at you.
oh.
Now, you know, I've already, discussed, the poor choices I made when I was young. But you're supposed to do that when you're young. So you're not supposed to do it when you're older. And by older, you know what I mean.
No.
Because when you're a kid, you go out into the world, you think you know stuff. You don't. But you find out quick enough that you don't.
So what experiences has this brought this story about?
I have, well, you already know the story of my girlfriend Connie, how she screwed up her life.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're going to talk about one of my good friends that I call every once in a while. We talk pretty regular. We're going to call her Susan. We're not going to use her real name.
No.
Yeah.
Susie.
Yeah, Susie. Okay. Now, when everybody left home, everybody left home at different stages. I left when I was 19. Some of my friends left when they were in their early 20s, because everybody wanted to get out on their own and do what they wanted instead of what your parents want you to do. And this one girlfriend, she would work and go home, and she wanted to get out of her mom's house because if you weren't home by 11 o'clock, you didn't have the key to the house. Her mom locked the door. So you couldn't get in.
Couldn't rig a window to sneak in.
No.
No.
I mean, now, I've never heard of that before. So, my mom was like that. Everybody's mother was strict back in the day. Everybody's mother. I didn't have a girlfriend whose mother wasn't strict. Everybody was. But sometimes they went overboard. And we always thought that this was overboard. Because if you were late getting home on a date or whatever, things happen. Yeah, we fool around a lot because I used to fool around a lot. I had a midnight curfew, and of course, you know me. I didn't get home till 1:30, and I get the hell beat out of me.
Yeah, I don't have to listen to rules. I can do what I
Yeah,
want.
there was one time, Subs, I came home late from a date, and I walked in the house. It was dark. My mother was sitting at the bottom of the steps waiting for me. The steps in the house. Man, Subs.
Did she have that bat?
She was on my ass like a panther.
She didn't have that bat, or what would she use on you?
No, she was just slapping me.
Wow. Used her raw mitts.
Yep.
Oh my.
I mean, but that was back in the day. That was pretty normal.
I can just picture it too. Didn't I tell you?
What's wrong with you? Of course, I'd be on punishment. Because Subs, we weren't allowed to date until we were seniors in high school. Because my mother, she wanted you to get out of school and, try to make some kind of life for yourself. Wasn't no going out here, get pregnant, and not in my mother's house. Two of my girlfriends did when we were in school. And when you got pregnant in school back in the day, Subs, you didn't go to that school anymore. They
No.
sent you somewhere else. No.
Would you call it if a girl was pregnant, she's fast or something?
Yeah, you of course, you fast.
You fast.
Mm-hmm. You're fast. So you were considered to be a grown woman back in the day if you had a baby.
Cool.
So you weren't allowed to.
You done with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So regular, people weren't allowed to be with you anymore because you're a grown woman. And they didn't want their daughters out doing what you did. Now, since See, back in the day, that was, I mean, really frowned upon. Now it's just like, it's no big deal, which is wrong, but because if you're not equipped financially or emotionally or mentally to have children, don't have them. Because as everybody know, kids, you know, they're not baby dolls. Babies are not dolls. And, you know, people want to find out the hard way that they're not dolls. Well, anyway, like I said, I had 2 girlfriends who did that. And we weren't allowed to deal with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But we did, you know.
Oh, of course, you can't tell you no.
Well, not just me. You know, we were all friends. And I had another girlfriend named Connie. You know, no relation to the stupid one. You know, she had got pregnant, so of course she had to go to Lecce. And Lecce was the school where pregnant girls went. Because your ass wasn't allowed to be around other people once you got pregnant. You know, that was it for you.
Yeah, you can't teach some other kids how to have babies at 12
they
or
didn't. Well, we were in high school.
Oh, okay.
No, that was that was unheard of back in the day. No, you didn't do that. But anyway, getting back to Susie, as we'll call her.
Old Susie.
She liked this guy named Ron. Okay, Ronald. Subs, he wasn't worth a damn. Do you hear me?
We'll just call him
No,
McDonald.
we'll call him Ronald because he's a piece of shit.
Ronald McDonald.
Subs, I'm gonna tell you something. Fate don't forget. If you have a good person and you are constantly dogging them out, fate will remember. And at a time when you least expect it, you're going to pay for what you did. I'm folding the ends over, Subs. Does everybody know you got to do that to seal the pie?
Yeah.
Keep the filling in. Well, anyway, so there was this guy named Ronnie that she liked. And he was okay in the beginning, but once somebody gets comfortable, Subs, they'll show you their true self. And it's up to you whether you want to deal with it or not. The majority of people will deal with it at first. But once it gets to be a little bit out of hand, Subs, you got to put a stop to that. You have to leave that person alone. Because they're already showing you what's going to happen as time goes on. They're already showing you. But most people don't heed that. Because for some reason, everybody think, oh, he's not like he or she is not like that all the time. Yes, they are. They just showed you what they were like. You just don't want to believe it. Because you think, oh, they'll stop, or I can change them. No, you can't. You can only change yourself. You can't change somebody else.
See, I've shown you my true colors.
Yeah. Yeah, Subs. So, anyway, let me get rid of this here.
Okay.
That water here, thanks. Let me get rid of this here. Cornstarch.
Oh. Yeah, we can't have that.
Yep. So anyway, Subs, you know, she wanted to be with him because, let me throw that away.
Okay.
Because to her, you know, he was good looking to her.
No.
I mean, he was okay.
Darn them good lookings. I'm good looking.
You know, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh, here we go. So anyway, like I said, he was okay from the beginning. When I met him, so I was on the bus one day. I was going up my mom's house, and Diane was going to her mom's house because when we were growing up, before we moved, we lived on the same street. She just lived the next block down. Me and her and Trini lived on the same street. She lived the next block down, and Trini was a few houses up from me. You know, so we would all go to school together. But anyway, So, anyway, getting back to Ronnie, she just couldn't see nothing wrong with him. When I first met him, I didn't like him. I didn't know why I didn't like him, because I didn't know him. I had never met him before. But there was something about him, Subs, that I didn't like. But, you know, she hadn't really told me anything, because she knew once stuff started getting out, that was it. And eventually, as we all know, it started getting out. Well, anyway, years went on. So, I worked a lot and I was in school, so I really didn't get to know what was going on at the time. Because I had my own Shabooty moments. So,
Darn those Shabooties.
yeah. So, I really, you know, I was trying to get back on my feet and everything from the debacle of my first marriage. You can put that in the oven. That's done.
Put the camera here and put it in.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, all right. On top shelf?
Yeah. I think I'm the top
Boy, that is hot. Okay, it's in there.
shelf. Yeah.
All right. You wanna- Oh yeah, hold on, let me get the camera reset here. All right, there we go. I had to change the angle because now I can get everything in the shot. So, go ahead, continue with your
Oh,
story.
yeah. About horrible relationships that went downhill. Okay. So,
Oh, here we go. Hold on. There's a log about to drop. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a relationship for you.
yeah. What's the matter with him, son?
This is basically in relation to the relationship story you're talking about.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it went to shit.
It went to shit.
Yes, it did.
It turned into a big turd, right?
Yep. Yep. And she just would not flush.
Wow.
Well,
Damn.
anyway,
Damn the luck.
she would sit up there and she had a baby by this guy. Okay, whatever. She was grown. She was 26 when this happened. Which would have made me 24, because she's 2 years older than me. So, like I said, when I met him, I don't know what it is, Subs, but my antenna went up. I didn't like him. But I didn't say nothing, you know, because, you know, she had just had a baby and all, and she was all happy and everything, so I didn't say nothing. Yet. So, she went on, and whenever they would live together, Subs, he would live with her, which is a red flag.
Yeah, there's another red flag. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, is that another one?
Another relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I thought that was odd, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, you're living with this guy, but he's living in your place. Where's his place? Because to me, Subs, a man should have more than you, because he's a man.
Oh.
You know, he should have way more than you, or at least equal to what you have. If you have more than him, you know, you gotta watch that, because not everybody's honorable. So, you know, but like I said,
It's off the cutting board here.
oh yeah, you know, she was happy. So if you're happy, I'm happy for you. You know, I'm not gonna.
On the surface, you're
Yeah.
happy for.
Well, yeah. So, well, I didn't have any reason except for my own instincts that I didn't like him. You know, but I didn't have any reason that not to like him. I just didn't like him. So I couldn't very well say, you shouldn't be with him. Why? Because I don't like him. I mean, you can't, you can't do that. Because like I said, she was happy. So I'm like, well, okay, if she's happy, because she hadn't told us anything's wrong. or anything like that. So, I don't have anything to, base my suspicions on. Just womanly intuition. Well, anyway.
That's in the sink.
Yeah. Well, anyway, subs. So, after a while, I started off as a home health aide. Then I went to being a personal care aide. Then I left that to become a CNA. Then I left CNA to become an RN. I was never an LPN. So, it took me years to do all of this. But, after my marriage, I was a lot more careful about who I was seeing because I didn't want the same thing to happen again. And I made sure it didn't. Because I didn't get married again for 40 years.
Oh, my.
So, and I was with nice men. I'm not going to say I wasn't, because I was. But I didn't want to marry them.
Oh.
But they knew that because I was always honest with them. They didn't pay it any attention. But, I was honest with them. Well, anyway, getting back to Susie. So, as time went on, we started figuring out things. Like, well, how come, you never go over to his house? How come he's always over your house? Then we found out.
You don't have a house.
He didn't have a house.
Wow.
He didn't have his own apartment. He was a family of jackals. So none of them any good. None of them. But we didn't know this at the time because of course she wasn't gonna say anything. And we don't pry in each other's private life. We just wait, till you tell us what's going on, and then we'll say something. But as time went on, I was telling her about how I was going into nursing and everything. So she wanted to go into nursing too. And I was like, well, that's good because, they always need nurses. So everybody approaches a new situation like, oh, you're going to make such a difference and you're going to do this and you're going to do that until you're in the midst of it, in the belly of the beast.
Oh, my.
And then you see what it's really like. I mean, that's good intentions and all. You want to try to do right and you want to help people and yeah, whatever. You lose that enthusiasm real quick.
Talk is cheap.
Well, anyway, so I'm like, oh, okay. Because I went and you have to go in front of the state boards, and all of this stuff, which is fine. It's no big deal or anything. And I passed. Okay. My friend Trini, she did the same thing, though she never became a nurse. But when she went in front of state boards to be a CNA, she worked up at the VA. She passed. So, of course, Diane was seeing what we were doing, and we had, opportunities to do different things and go to different hospitals and, make more money. You work for the government, of course, you make more money. Don't mean you do more work, just mean you make more money because it's the government. We know how that goes. Well, anyway, so she wanted to do it too, and I'm like, oh, that's great, we can teach you. I can teach you. Of course, Trini was being Trini.
I'll teach you other things.
So, yeah. So, I was like, oh, okay. So she wanted to know what it was like and where I went to school and everything. And I told her. And I told her who my teacher was. Because my teacher, when I was a CNA, me and Trini had the same teacher. What's his name? Mr. Stein, or I don't remember. I have to look. I have that old, like, some of the licenses I kept. Some of them I had given to my mom. I have no idea where they are. Some of them I saw them, but they had been packed away, and the packing wasn't good, and they rotted, and they had mold all over. So I mean, it's not a big deal because I don't do it anymore. And I really never put them up on the wall or anything because it wasn't a big deal. Going to college is not a big deal. If you can go, fine. If you can't, that's fine too, because there's jobs out here you don't need college. Go to a trade school. Well, anyway, so she was working. She got a job at we have a lot of major hotels downtown Pittsburgh. We have the Hilton, the West Penn, the Doubletree. There's a bunch of them down there. Back in the day, the main one was the William Penn. That was the main one. So that's the one, she worked at. She worked there for a long time. And, she wanted to get out of it and do something where she can make more money. So, we were like, well, yeah, you can go and do this and go to classes. I went to the community college in Homewood. It's called CCAC, Community College of Allegheny County. And it was night courses because I had to work. So they had classes Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then on Saturday and Sunday we had clinicals. Clinicals is when you actually go into the nursing home or hospital or wherever you're training for, and you get hands-on training. It's like when you become a nurse or a doctor, the first thing they do, or a resident, first thing they do is stick your ass in the emergency room. Well, anyway, it's like that. But you go into the nursing homes, and this is after you've taken the state boards, because you don't know. When we were in school training, this is still clinicals. Okay, you can't start working there until you go to the state boards and pass, because they give you a paper to give to your employer. Well, anyway. So, we were telling her, it's fun, you go and do this and that. You got to help them get a bath and, change the bed and help them get dressed to take them out. Some people they're called feeds, which means that they can't feed themselves because they've had a stroke and they're paralyzed, or, there's other things wrong with them, and they can't feed themselves. So that's considered a feed. So that's what you have to do. And most of the people that I met, subs, well, now they're gone now, because they were old then, when they were sick. So, they're not there anymore. So, anyway, she wanted to know all of this because the hospital the nursing home we trained in was Pittsburgh Hospital, which back in the day we called that the dungeon. Because you went there to die. And, my dad worked there. He worked there he would come home and tell us all kind of stories because he was in the emergency room. And, you have to go there to do your clinicals. And it was pretty close to where we were, Lord subs, I didn't even turn the pot on. I thought I did. I was wondering why I wasn't hearing any sizzling.
Oh, my. Yeah, you're tired.
I'm tired, subs. I'm not thinking. Well, anyway. So Mr. McSteen, that was his name. Mr. McSteen. And he was brilliant, subs. Well, anyway, I'll tell you about my days in school on it. Maybe I'll tell you about it today. Maybe I'll wait for another time. And I'll tell you.
Put the shrooms in?
No, that's not hot.
Okay.
Well, anyway, getting back to Susie.
Oh, yeah, Susie.
So she's like, oh, I would like to do that, because she was in housekeeping, and she wanted to get out of it and make more money for her and her son, and of course we started asking the questions like, well, what about Ronnie? What's Ronnie doing? And we would never really get a straight answer out of her. That's how we knew he wasn't shit. But at the time, we didn't say nothing. Because usually you don't know what's really going on in a relationship, Subs, until somebody gets mad. Then the truth comes out.
Yeah. Then the beans get spilled.
Yep, to what's really going on. But like I say, we had our own life. You know, everybody had their ups and downs, trials and tribulations. So nobody's any better than anybody else. But Subs, like I said, when somebody shows you their true self, believe it. Because that's the way it's going to be until you leave that person alone. But like I said, most people choose to disregard the red flags that they're seeing because they're so in love. I ain't never loved nobody that much, Subs. I ain't never loved nobody to the point where I'm gonna just let you run my ass into the ground. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
I love you.
I ain't gonna run myself on the ground for you.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it real, Subs, because I don't run him in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I don't run you.
I don't expect him to, right, I don't expect, if I'm treating you with the utmost respect and kindness, that's what I expect in return. Now, if you figure you're not going to do that, then I don't need to be with you. Pure and simple. Yep. Because I have walk away syndrome, Subs. I have done it too many times. Well, anyway. So, anyway, she wanted to, do what we were doing. So we're like, okay, that's, it's great. So she was working. And then she would go, her mom would keep her son. And she would go to school and go to work. She was doing good, Subs. Whenever he wasn't around. When he was around, all of a sudden, everything went to hell in a handbasket. And we noticed that. So did her family. Now, just to tell, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that happens, Subs, that we're never going to know because she knows that none of us can stand him. So every once in a while, she'll bring up stuff that happened a long time ago, but at the time, she wasn't telling us and she wasn't telling her family. So, like I said, she went to a school called Western Business School. And they're not in business anymore. They went out of business years ago. And she was going to be a CNA. Okay, we thought that was great.
It's in the fridge.
Yeah, because, that's good work. And they always need help. Hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living. They always need help because nobody wants that job. For good reason. Not everybody is cut out to be a caregiver because it's time consuming and people do not always appreciate your efforts. They start to feel like you owe them. I don't owe you nothing. Your family don't even want to be bothered with you. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Like I said, she was doing good until he was around.
Are we doing any more cutting on the side, or are we moving to the pot so I can shift the camera?
Well, I gotta wait till that boils down
Oh, okay.
and browns.
Okay.
So that'll be a little while. Anyway, so she was doing really good. And we were glad. We were like, whew, she's finally, away from him. We didn't know why he was away until this other incident happened.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the camera reset. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Let's just go on with that other
I
incident.
gotta check the positives.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's okay. So, like we said, we hadn't seen him. She hadn't said anything about him for a while. So we're like, oh, well, maybe she finally broke up with him because he's no good any damn way.
And them no good losers.
Yep. So, all of a sudden, she told us why he wasn't around. He was in jail.
Oh, shit.
So we're like, what? I don't remember. Matter of fact, did she even tell us why he was in jail? I don't think she did. Well, she really didn't have to, because once we heard that was pretty much it. She knew we really weren't going to ask her about him or deal with him or anything like that. So we're like, okay, well, that's good, because he's no good. I mean, he doesn't help you. He didn't pay child support. For some reason, she wouldn't sue him. We were like, you better take his ass downtown. What are you doing? You didn't make that child by yourself. He should be helping. Nope. So after a while, Subs, we just let it go. So anyway, we're like, he's in jail. Okay. Well, you need to leave him alone, because he's no good. I mean, he doesn't help you look for a place. He doesn't help you pay your bills. What good is he?
Just mooching.
I mean, he's just good for DNA, dick and attention. You can get that anywhere. You don't need to be going through all of this. I said, you have a child. I said, you need to start setting an example. And she had a son. I said, you need to set an example for your son, that he's supposed to be responsible.
Not be a loser like daddy.
Yeah. But, of course, that all fell on deaf ears. So we were telling her, okay, leave him alone. If he's in jail now, that means he's been in jail before, and guess what? More likely along the line, he's going back. So leave him alone, because that is not a good look or a good example for your child. Leave him alone. Oh, I'm done with him. I can't be bothered with all that. That's what she was telling us, Subs. Yeah.
Just basically get y'all to shut up.
Well, she knew. Well, she had already told us. So
Yeah.
she had already, killed the goose. So, I mean, but we never just ragged on him. We just were telling her, leave him alone. He's no good. He doesn't help you. Now, it would be different if they didn't live together, but he still provided for her and his son. That wasn't the case at all. He didn't do anything, ever. And so we're like, well, okay, but she was doing good. She was going to school, she was working, everything was going fine till he got out.
Oh my.
Yep. Now, she had lied and told all of us that she was done with him. And we had no reason to disbelieve her, because, like we said, she was doing good. So we figured, well, she don't need him now. She's working, she's going to school to better herself and her son. So, and everything was going great, Subs, until he got out. Now, she's telling us, oh, yeah, I'm done with him. And you know where the story's going. Yeah, I'm done with him. Yeah, he was just holding me back, blah, blah, blah.
Yabba dabba do.
So I just told her straight up, if I ever call your house and he answers the phone, I'm going to just hang up and I'm done. I'm done. Because he's no good. I said, if you can't see that, then there's something wrong with you. So, and everybody was telling her the same thing. Even her family, everybody was telling her the same thing. Look, you're doing good. He's no good for you. Leave him alone. But telling somebody to leave somebody alone, Subs, it's just like pushing them right in their face. Because they figure they know this person better than you do. But we know what you've been telling us. And you've been telling us that he ain't shit. So that's what we're going on. Needless to say, Subs, he got out of jail. And of course, he didn't have a house or he didn't have an apartment. Him and his family, they would freeload off each other. Whoever was doing a little better than the other one, they would all pile on. Yeah, we're getting to that story. Yep. So anyway, he got out. So this was on a Saturday, because I was off. I had already graduated and everything. The school was all behind me, because I was going to help her. So, and I was telling her what all to expect and what the classes were going to be like. All schools are different, but the curriculum is pretty much the same. to prepare you for the state boards. They're all pretty much the same. So anyway, I called down there, and a man answered the phone. Now, she had brothers, Daryl, Billy, Al, and it could have been any one of them, because we all grew up together, but some of them were older than us, so we really run around them that much, so I didn't know who it was. So I said, I said, is Diane there? Oh, yeah. So they wouldn't put her on the phone. I said, hey, Diane. I said, who's that, boo? She didn't say anything for a while. And I said, what's the matter with you? And she said, that's Ronnie. I hung up. I hung up. She called back. We didn't have caller ID back then. This was the early 90s. So we didn't have caller ID back then. But I knew who it was. So I picked up the phone. What's wrong with you? I said, wrong with me? What the hell's wrong with you? I said, you let a jailbird back in your house? Well, he don't have nowhere to go, so.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, he doesn't have anywhere to go. That's not a red flag to you? I said, Diane, him going to jail, that should be a red flag to you. Well, he's my child's father, and I'm going to try to make it work. I said, Diane, you can't. I said, you can't be the only one in a relationship. A relationship consists of two people, not one. I said, you can't help him. Period. Well, I love him. Okay. I told her, I said, stop right there. Stop. Just stop. Okay. All right. Y'all just don't understand. I said, you're right. We don't understand how you could be so stupid. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, and she's like, oh, Karen. I said, listen. I said, did you not see what I went through? I said, I was married to him. I said, when he got on my nerves, what did I do? I said, I left with nothing rather than go back and be with him. I said, I let him go. The minute he showed me he didn't want to be bothered anymore, he was cut out of my life. I said, was it easy? No, it wasn't easy. I said, but I have to do what's best for me. I said, I can't do what's best for him. I have to do what's best for me. And I was married to that fool. You weren't married to him. I said, he doesn't take care of you. You take care of him. He's not your son. You have a son. But he's not your son. Okay. Everybody was pretty much the same thing. Okay, well, since he means so much to you, and you can't live without dick and attention, let him take care of you. We're going to step back and let him do it. You all know where that went, don't you, Sibs? Yep.
Down the toilet?
Yep. Subs. Now, some people, they have a high tolerance for nonsense. You see these, well, if you cheat on me again, I'm leaving. No, you cheat on me the first time and I found out about it. My locks are changed. You always ain't getting back in here, but then I never lived with anybody.
I'd never do that to you.
Yeah. I never lived with anybody. They had their place, I had my place, because I learned from my past.
You want some shrooms when we open
No,
these
not
cans?
yet, no.
Okay.
But you can open those cans if you want.
Okay. I'm helping.
He's helping Subs.
Yeah.
So anyway, amazingly, for a time, Subs, she still was going to school and working. Okay. By this time, her son was like 8 or 9. By this time. So, like I said, she was going to school and she had her little school friends and everything. And we didn't pay any attention because we're like, well, they can help us. They can help her with her classwork and everything. Because me and my cousin, we went to be a CNA together so we could help each other, and then the classes were at night so we could, walk to the bus stop together so, it wouldn't be just one person at the bus stop at night. Because our classes were from 6 to 9:30. You know, so we didn't get home till like 10 o'clock at night. So, of course, you know, there's both of us. Okay. One of her so-called classmates came by the house when she wasn't there one day. And her son was there.
No.
And so was Ron. You know you see where I'm going with this, Subs?
Oh my.
Ronnie was there. So,
Hold on a second. We'll get this last can. Sounds like it's going to get good here. All right.
so anyway, you can take those to the sink and put them in the colander and drain them.
Okay.
And then run some cold water over them.
Yes, my love.
So, one of her so-called friends from school came by the house. You know, and her son was there, and she came there, she asked for Diane. Now, if you're in my class, Subs, I would know that, you know, you're not home. Because obviously, hold on.
Wow.
Excuse me. Ooh, my pepper got up my nose.
Oh no, can't have that.
Well, anyway, so Diane, you know, she would always talk about Ronnie and all this. We told her to stop doing that, but of course, well, you know how that go. So this girl came by her house when she wasn't home, and that heifer knew Diane wasn't there. She knew that. But she knew Ronnie was there. Yes, she did. So, the little boy, you know, was downstairs playing and noticed that his father took this so-called friend of Diane upstairs. Now, if you're any kind of a woman, you go to somebody's house and they let you know if you're a woman or a man, the person you're looking for isn't there. Normally, it would be, conversation would be like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll try to call him later, or let him know I stopped by. No, you do not go, a woman doesn't go in another woman's house, a man don't go in another man's house, and they're not there. Just their partner's there. You don't do that. Are you serious, really?
I found one nugget. Okay.
Wow. So anyway, Ronnie took this nasty heifer upstairs into Susan's bed. So then after they got done with doing whatever they did, which we all know.
They were studying together.
Yeah. Even though he just got out of jail.
Right.
So, okay, the girl came downstairs and left. Okay. This is when she lived on Hamilton, because I helped her move. No, he didn't help. No. Well, anyway, that's further down the line. So, Diane comes home. Susie comes home. Don't matter.
It don't matter. Okay.
She come home.
I can't keep editing all these names out.
No. It don't matter. She came home. And her son told her, hey, Mom, such and such came by to see you. And she's like, oh, well, I wonder why she did that. She knows I work, you know, before I go to school. She said, oh, he said, oh, that's okay because Dad took her upstairs.
Oh.
She said, what? She said, yeah, Ma. Dad took her upstairs. In her bed. Yep.
Wow.
Sure did. Okay. Like I said, when anybody gets comfortable, Sims, man or woman, they'll show you their true self. They will show you exactly what you can look forward to, as long as you're willing to put up with their shit. No shame, no respect, no dignity. Nope. Nope. Yep. So, of course, they get into it. She put him out. Whatever. Okay. So, Diane decided she was going to move. Okay. Because that had happened. So, we're like, okay. I went with her to look for a place. She found a nice place with a nice big yard, for her son to play in. And, he could have his cousins over, and they could have a good time playing. Because he was still a little boy. He was only nine years old. So, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I'm thinking, this fool is out of her life. Okay? Stupid me. Well, before she found a place, she was going to different places and everything, and it took her a while to get a place. And of course, he didn't help. But we all thought he was out of her life. We thought. Because we hadn't seen him. She hadn't said anything. Here it turns out she wasn't saying anything because she knew what we were all going to say. Well, anyway, everybody has the right to screw up their life. If that's what you want to do, go full steam ahead. But the minute you hit that brick wall, what are you going to do then? Because everybody told you this was going to happen, but oh no, you're going to rewrite history. But whatever. Before that, she was working. Okay. Now, we thought that Miss Louise, which was her mom, was looking after little Ronnie Jr. That wasn't the case. But like I said, everybody got to live their own life. Everybody got to make their own mistakes. You can only tell somebody something for so long, Subs, and then you get tired of talking to them. So then is when you got to step back and let, fate or whatever step in. Because, and it don't do it right away. It waits. It'll wait patiently and watch what's going on. Then it'll step in. But that could be years and years and years down the road. Because I think fate is just, boy, you're stupid as hell. I think I'm going to just pull up a seat and watch how stupid you're going to be. How much shit you're going to let this person get away with before even I'm like, damn. Well, anyway, she was still working and going to school for the time being.
I'm gonna get some bread.
Oh, okay. So it came to the point where she was getting ready to do her finals. To pass the test so she can pass her courses and then go, and they'll schedule you to take your state boards. And you would have to go downtown to the YMCA building. I don't even know if that's still down there. I think it is. It's on Wood Street. So, I said, well, Diane, I said, I could tutor you on, what to do. I said, when you're ready, you let me know. I said, and I'll let you study my answer book. Some of the stuff in the answer book, in the test book, because you had classes just like regular classes, and you were tested. And what I did is I underscored in the book. Matter of fact, I still have my textbook. I don't have the answer book, but because I lent that to one of my other girlfriends, and she could keep it. I told her, I'm done with it. I wasn't going to need a CNA book anymore. So she said, oh, no, because you guys all passed the first time, and I'm going to pass the first time, too. Which is true. Everybody passed the first time. Back in those days, if you didn't pass the state boards, you had 30 days to come back, because there was a written course, and then there was the clinicals. The clinicals are when you demonstrate your knowledge, like taking temperatures, setting up bedpans, giving showers, making the bed, stuff like that. Taking high blood pressure, and you have to demonstrate to them that you know what you're doing. Because what they do is when you go in, I think in our group there was like 18 people, so there was 3 instructors, 6 with each instructor. And we did the clinicals first, and then we went and did the written part. So with the clinicals, what they do is they have a clipboard. Your instructor has a clipboard. They'll call your name. You go over to this huge table. It's a it's like different 3 or 4 tables put together. And everything you need is right there on that table. Like to give somebody a bath, to take a temperature, to change the bed, to put somebody in a wheelchair, transferring people from the bed to the chair, from the chair to the bed, things like that. Everything you need is on this table. But when they tell you, okay, this is what they want you, the skill that they want you to show them that you have to perform, they'll say, okay, I want you to transfer a patient from the wheelchair to the bed. That's all they say. They don't tell you what to gather. They don't tell you what to do. They don't tell you none of that. They stand back with a clipboard watching you. Because obviously you went to school, so you know what to do. Yep. If you had to give somebody a bath, what you would do is that you told them okay, I'm getting the washcloth, I'm getting the basin. Of course, you didn't put water in it. But at the beginning, I told her, I said, the most important thing to remember is before you start a task, you say, I wash my hands. You didn't actually have to do it because your hands will be a mess by the end of the day, all that soap. But you tell them, okay, I wash my hands. Then I'm going to tell you what to do with transferring a patient. You wash your hands. You just told them you didn't have to do it. You go over to the person, while they're sitting up in the bed, or if they're laying down on the bed, you position them, or they're sitting down, feet flat on the floor. Make sure they have non-slip shoes on. Lock that bed, and you lock the wheelchair. Pull the wheelchair right over to the bed. Make sure it's locked. You grab them. Usually you grab them by the back of the pants. Usually. You pick them up, tilt your body, pivot, and put them down in the chair. Then you unlock it and, pull it away or whatever. And then, of course, you have to do the opposite. You have to go, okay, I'm going back, wash my hands, I'm going back, after dinner or whatever, because you had one of the other students pretend to be this person. And you would just do the same thing, only in reverse, to get them back in bed.
What, beans?
Huh? Yeah, you can put them in. So, like I said, the instructor never said a word to you. But only thing they said to you is, are you finished? And if you said yes, she would like, okay. Then they would call the next person to come and do something. So this went on and on and on until everybody's done. And then you have to go outside. Everybody has to go outside. And you wait outside that door until, everybody's graded. And what they do is they call you back in one at a time. So you have no idea if you passed or failed. You have no idea until you go back in there and talk to them. And that's pretty much, the state boards as far as clinicals. You have to demonstrate to them that you know what you're doing. And if you don't, they're not going to pass you. If they don't pass you, like I said, back then, you had 30 days to go and do it over again. Either the clinical part or the written part. I don't know what it is now, because this was way back in the early 90s. So I have no idea what's going on now. Well, anyway, so I was telling her all this, and I told her, I said, the most important thing in the world, before you start anything, you just tell them, I wash my hands. And when you're done, I wash my hands. I said, that's very important. Plus, you have to know what to do in between. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna get this right because you guys didn't have any help and you all passed the first time around. So we're like, are you sure? I said, because I have the book. You know, I said, all of these activities in the book, you know, you really don't have to know all of that because you'll get hands-on experience. But some stuff, yeah, you have to know that stuff. You know, they don't care. You have to know it. If you don't know it, you're not going to pass, pure and simple. But the instructors tell you that when you're in class. Well, anyway, no, she didn't want to be tutored. She didn't want this. She didn't want that. We're like, oh, okay. All right. She failed. Not only did she fail that time, she failed 2 other times. So she took the classes 3 times and she took the state board 3 times and failed each and every time. Why? She's too busy worried about Ronnie.
Oh boy.
And we were like, are you serious? What? I said, but how can this happen? I said, you could have come over my house. I said, on my off day, and I said, you know, I would have tested you and tutored you and showed you what to do. No, because you guys did it. I said, yeah, but we didn't have a damn fool to deal with. Well, anyway, okay. She failed that. So she could never get her license. After the 3rd time, you know, I think they just got tired of her. And she didn't even have to go to the YMCA. They actually came to her school and set everything up. See, they didn't do that at the community college. But where she went, that was a business school. So, you know, they didn't do that with it. But it didn't matter. I mean, we passed, you know, what we needed to pass to step up to the next level. But if you're in any kind of medical profession, no, you got to go in front of the state board. So she failed that. And we like, well, Diane, isn't it odd? I would just say Diane, that's her name. I keep messing it up. So I said, isn't it odd? I said that whenever he's around, you do bad. No. I said, you don't see that. No. I said, well, you were doing good when he was in jail. It's when he got out of jail that you start going downhill. Now, see, there you go. Now, that's not even true. I said, you know what? This is your problem. I said, I went through this nonsense. I said, but I wasn't going to school. I said, now, for sure, wasn't going to sit up there and let somebody keep me from doing what I need to do, because she was so concerned about him screwing somebody else that that's all. She couldn't, you know. Why would you want to be with somebody you can't trust? What is the point of that, Subs? If I can't trust you, get the hell out of my face, because you're going to make me do something to you.
I trust you.
So I'm like, mm-mm. She wouldn't listen. She wouldn't listen to anybody.
Wow.
Okay. So that's one dream of hers she never realized because of a silly man that didn't want to have nothing to do with her. She would move, Subs. He wouldn't help her. He wouldn't help her look for a place. He wouldn't help her put down the security deposit. He didn't do none of that. The only time you saw him is once everything was established and she was moving in. Then you saw him after everything was put away and, you know, the way she wanted it and everything. Then he would come around. So we started wondering, how is it that when you move, he knows where you are? And she would try to blame it on the kids. Okay. When her son, like I said, when her son was 9, she got pregnant again by the same fool. So we're like, I just came out and told her, what does he got to do to you for you to leave him the hell alone? Because he's not doing anything for you. So, what has he got to do? because he's done everything. By this time, subs, that man had cheated on her. He stole from her. He was just totally useless. And then one time while she was working, before she had the daughter by this fool, he was over there in her house, and if one of them came to your house, they all thought it was okay to come to your house. Yeah, but she knew this already. Still didn't do anything about it. Okay. She come home from work one day. They're having a party over at her house. Ate up all her food. She said they fried up all the meat, cooked all the meat. And she went in and looked.
Wow.
They had cooked up all her food. Yep. Sure did. And we were like, and that's who you can't stay away from. Seriously? Yeah, so she knew we were just going to shake our head, but we couldn't just turn our back on her completely, because she did have, children, and they were little at that time. Well, her son was only 9 years old. And here it turns out that she had got pregnant again, but she was scared to tell anybody. Because we were like, what's wrong with you? He does nothing for you. You're doing everything. The only time you see him is when you're already established. He doesn't do anything. Let me tell you how bad it got, subs. When she was living up on Apple, this is the place I went with her. Because I helped her move from Hamilton to Apple. And he came up there one day, and every time you turn around, he was just popping in and out, in and out, in and out. And whenever he was there, I didn't call. If she called me and I heard him in the background, I told her, look, I gotta go. Because I just had enough. So anyway, one time, this was summertime, and she had went shopping. He didn't help her, but he would come and eat the food. He didn't help buy the food, but he would come and eat it. One time, he even brought his other kids that he had after her kids to her house to spend the night. It was crazy, subs. It was crazy what that girl put up with. I love him. So? Well, anyway, she had went shopping, and she had bought herself, I forget the kind of meat she bought for herself, but she had, American cheese and bologna. I think she bought like 2 pounds of bologna, something like that, froze half. The other half was in the refrigerator. So, what was she doing? I think she was over talking to the neighbors or something like that. And when she came back in the house, the kids were upset because she had a daughter by this time. But I think the little girl at that time was maybe 2 or 3. I don't remember, it was so long ago. And she was like, what's the matter? And she said, Dad said we can't have a sandwich. And she's like, what are you talking about? He can't have a sandwich. He didn't buy this food. What do you mean? And here it turns out, subs, he was counting. Now, I've never heard anything like this before. This is brazen as hell. He never paid rent to her, never bought food, never contributed, never paid child support, never did anything. Okay? But he gonna sit up there and count the slices of bologna, the slices of cheese, and the slices of bread, and told the kids they were eating too much. Yeah. Even though he didn't make none of that possible. And of course, when she found out about it, they got into it. And she's like, you don't tell them what they can and can't. You didn't bring nothing in here. How you get authority all of a sudden? Yeah, but you know what? If you let people keep getting away with stuff and there's no consequences, they're going to keep doing it. He kept doing it. There weren't any consequences until later, much later. We're going to, Subs, she gave that man about 22, 23 years of her life. And he did nothing for her. Except give her a dick and attention. And 2 babies that he didn't take care of. Nope. Never contributed at all. Not only that, he went and got married on her. Didn't even tell her. Took her to Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. And then, after he got done with what he wanted, then he told her, oh, well, I guess you better hear from me. I got married. Yep. I mean, he's just piling on, Subs. Stupid.
Wow.
You know, you can only do but so much, Subs, before fate steps in and say, okay, that's enough, because you're just going overboard. And he did. And he just kept pressing his luck. He just kept on and on and on. He even stole from the kids. He was stealing their little VCR, their little boom boxes and stuff. You know, the kids would, you know, be dancing out in the yard or whatever. He stole that. He was supposed to be babysitting the kids. He left the kids, stole their equipment, little electronic equipment, left them in the house, and went out to pawn it.
Jeez.
Yep. He was just piling on because there weren't any consequences. At least he didn't think there were consequences. They were just waiting. I mean, that was the kicker when she had told us that. You know, I'm like, okay, he has no redeeming factors at all. Leave him alone. I said, what does he have to do? He stole from you. He stole from his kids. He doesn't pay child support. He doesn't help you do anything. What are his redeeming qualities? He got married on you, for God's sake, and didn't even tell you until he got what he wanted off you. And then when he climbed off, then he's going to tell you he's married. He has no redeeming qualities, and he's not sorry. Because if he was, he wouldn't have cheated on his wife, and he certainly wouldn't have come over here and involved you. That wasn't enough for her to leave him. That still wasn't enough. We couldn't figure it out. We could not figure out why in the world she kept putting up with that from him, but she did. You know, we're old now. Well, she's 2 years older than me. I'm 61, so she's 63. Her life is pretty much done. But it's what she made it, because she wouldn't leave this person alone. The more you try to tell somebody the truth, the more they're going to fight you. Now, you tell them a lie, they'll run with it. But you tell them the truth, nope.
Well,
They're not going to believe you.
what eventually happened to him?
Well, like I said, this went on for years and years and years. And eventually, fate stepped in and said, okay, you've had more than enough time to straighten up. You're not going to straighten up. So, I'm going to straighten you up. Now, like I said, he was always running around whoring on her. She knew it. She knew this is what he was doing. Because people were telling her what he was doing. She wouldn't listen to anybody. So she pretty much brought a lot of this on herself. You can't blame all of it on him. It was mostly him, yeah. But then, why are you letting this person torture you? Why are you letting them do all this stuff to you? What's wrong with you? I don't love anybody like that. The minute you show me you're an idiot, guess what? The plan's already in motion to get rid of you. Or better yet, I'll go. You don't have to go anywhere. I'll go. Because I'm not going to put up with it. I don't care. I never put up with it in the past. I'm not going to put up with it now. I'm too old for that. If you show me that you don't respect me and I'm steady talking to you and telling you not to do something, but you're going to keep doing it, oh, okay, guess what? You're going to wake up one day and my ass going to be gone. Because I'm not going to play. So, anyway, yeah. Anyway, Subs, that girl, yep. He brought his kids from another woman to her house to play with her kids. Yep. And not only that, the next morning, he wanted his 2 daughters, he wanted each of them to have a box of their own cereal that he didn't bring. That was her for her kids. And so we would say, well, what does he have to do to you for you to leave him alone? What does he have to do? Because he's done everything. He's a liar. He's a sneak. He's a cheater. He's a bum. He's a lowlife. He's a jailbird. I mean, she wouldn't leave him alone. She would not leave him alone. Now, there was another guy when we were in school. His name was Michael. Now, Michael didn't put up with a lot of dumb shit. He did not. And he ended up going into the Army. And he made a career out of it. And she was steady saying how stingy he is and this and that. I'm like, well, back in the day, I said, we didn't have any money. I said, if a guy could take, we went to McDonald's back in the day when I got married. So nobody had any money back then. And you know, the minimum wage was what, $1 something? It's nothing like it is now. So, you know, everybody didn't have any money. But he would save his money. And that man went to the Army, came out, you know, he got a pension and everything. She made the wrong choice. You know, I mean, I didn't really know Michael that much. We went to school together, but, you know, when it came to relationships, we pretty much backed away from all of that. You know, if you were in a relationship with somebody, that was fine. You know, we didn't interfere at all. We didn't do that. So, you know, he just wouldn't stop until he was stopped. I mean, just add to the list of misery. I mean, he would always find out. She was telling him where she moved. She was telling him because she wanted him to know. She would use the kids as an excuse. Well, the kids, you know, when they call him, they're telling him. I said, Diane, you're telling him. You're telling him. Because you want him back. No, I don't. I said, how? I said, that's funny. I said, because when I moved, Walter didn't know where I was. I said, you know why? Because I didn't want to be bothered with him. So if I was married to that fool and I didn't want to be bothered with him and he never found out really where I was, how does this fool keep finding out where you are? He would go over our house, break shit. One time she claimed she was upstairs and didn't know. How do you not know who's in your house, Subs? How do you not know? She knew. He was down there, supposedly, decided to defrost her freezer. But you know, the refrigerator, the top part's the freezer, the bottom part's the refrigerator.
Mm.
So he's up there with a hammer and a screwdriver, so the story goes, and hit one of the back, I guess, cables with the Freon in it and released Freon in the house. That was not her refrigerator. That was the landlord's refrigerator. And of course, once he'd done all the damage, he skedaddled. Now, she had kids, but they have no refrigerator now. Because of him. And then he just up and left. Didn't get her another one. Didn't offer to get her another one. But she gonna call and tell us all of this stuff. We're like, well, what do you expect us to do? Keep him out your damn house. Well, we know that's not going to happen. So what do you keep calling us for? But this was the what?
Pie bubble. Want to check it? It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Subs, here's the kicker. There was one time when it was in August up in Pittsburgh. It gets hot up in August right before it starts cooling down. And we were getting like 90-degree days, which is normal. That's what we're supposed to do. She called me one Sunday. I was off, you know, and I was home. And she said, Karen, she said, can you help me? And I'm like, help you do what? She said, I don't have any food for the kids. She said, I ran out of money and I don't have any food. She said, could you help me go shopping? I was like, oh yeah, because that's how she had kids. It wasn't the kids' fault that their mother was an idiot. Kids are kids. They probably knew what was going on, but probably not to the extent. So I said, oh yeah. I said, well, get a car. I said, and I'll meet you up at Giant Eagle. I said, and we'll go shopping, until you get some money. Subs, she said, yeah, because Ronnie's in the room in bed. He's asleep. And
He's asleep.
I said, what did you say? Yeah, Ronnie's in the room and he's asleep. I said, don't you ever, as long as your ass is ugly and on this earth, call me and expect me to feed a grown-ass man. Oh no, I said, listen. Now, I don't mind helping you or the kids because they don't have nothing to do with this. They're just innocent bystanders. They don't have anything to do with the horrible choices you're making. But I don't feed grown-ass men. I said, now, if all he's doing is giving you dick instead of money, that's your fault. Well, he said, listen to this. He said, well, he needed his money to put down as a security deposit. I said, really? Where's his apartment? I don't know. I said, you don't know a lot. I said, no. I said, don't you ever call here again. And you got some man laid up in your bed. I said, obviously you were stupid enough to give him what he wanted. Why isn't he giving you what you need? No. I said, nope. I said, I'm sorry for your kids. They have such a stupid mother. I said, but no. I said, I'm not giving you my money. I said, I work hard for my money. I said, I don't have money to give to stupid people. Now, if it's just you and your kids, fine. I don't care about that. Because everybody goes through hard times. I went through hard times. I said, but I'm not feeding some grown-ass man. I said, you must be out of your goddamn mind. And I just hung up the phone. I said, Now, you want to be stupid? Fine. I'm not going to be stupid with you. No. I couldn't believe that, Subs.
Wow.
How you going to call my house and ask me for money? And you got a man laying in your bed, but you have to call other people to help you. This went on for over 20 years. Till everybody just got fed up. And like, you know what? This has been going on long enough. We've done all we could to help you. You don't want to help yourself. You don't want to leave him alone. He means more to you than your kid. No, he don't. Well, then why are you still with him? Why are you with him? And he's not doing anything. He's not helping you at all. He's never, ever helped her. Never. Never paid any of her bills. Never paid her rent. Never helped her look for a place. Never paid food. Never paid child support. Never helped her out when she needed it. What good is he? She couldn't see that and would get mad at us. Of course, we didn't give a damn. But we felt bad for the kids. Now, when I knew that he wasn't there and he was gone, yeah, I mean, I would help her because the kids shouldn't have to suffer because she's stupid. But even her family was like, you know what? As long as he's there and as long as he's in your life, don't come to me. Now, when you get rid of him, yeah, you can come. But as long as he's there, you cannot come here. You can't come. No. I'm not helping you. Let him help you. That's his job. It's not my job. I mean, anyway, what ended up happening to him is eventually, like I said, people are stupid. They don't do the right thing until they're forced to. And by that time, it's too late. It's too late for that. You've had every opportunity. Once you've shown that you're a piece of shit who is not going to change and do the right thing, okay, well, that's only going to go on. Some people, it happens a lot sooner. Some people, no, fate will just let you keep piling it on, piling it on, piling it on. Because when you die and you go wherever it is you're going, all that shit's going to be set right in front of you. What are you going to say? That's not me. I didn't, yeah, What are you going to say? Well, I didn't mean it. This is all a mistake. That shit don't work. That don't work. I already told you stories of people who did wrong and what happened to them. But nobody thinks anything's ever going to happen. It is. It's better to deal with it in this life than to carry it on to the next. But people are dumb. Well, anyway, what ended up happening to him, he never took care of any of his kids. I mean, he has kids that loathe him to this day that won't have nothing to do with him. And what happened was he started getting sick. And what happens, subs? The person you treat the worst is usually the one that God will fix it. That's the one you have to go to for help. Now, they're not obligated to help you. It's up to them because you treated them like dirt. So they're not obligated to help you. They're not obligated to do anything for you. It's up to them because there's no consequences for them because they've already been through hell. They made their own hell. So they're not obligated to help you because you did nothing to right the wrongs that you did. Some people, like I said, it'll go on for years because it's like, oh, this is going to be good when we finally get you. Some people are stopped pretty much into the relationship. They're stopped automatically. But that doesn't happen with everybody. So he started, not feeling well. Going to the doctor. This was within the last few years. And she finally did, end up, getting common sense and all. But by this time, it was too late. She had already, we're old now, So she's never going to be married. She's never going to know what it's like to actually be with somebody who cares about her because she wasted so many years on this one man who didn't give a damn about her. So it got to the point where he started having strokes, mild ones at first, but then they got worse. Now, when he first started getting sick is when he should have gone back and tried to undo some of the stuff that he did. He didn't do that. He didn't do that with anybody. So what ended up happening was that he finally had a series of strokes that totally debilitated him. He can't do anything for himself. Nothing. And it's only a matter of time before he dies. But what he's going to do is he's going to suffer before he dies because he spread a lot of suffering. So you got to suffer when you do wrong for years and years and years. You didn't show compassion. You didn't feel mercy. You didn't try to comfort anybody. So none of those things are going to be done for you when you need it the most. Because when that person needed you the most, you weren't there. You were just there to abuse them. And you got to pay for what you do in this life. Before you die, you better hope to God you pay in this life. Because if it carries over to the next one, you're fucked. Because whatever is out there, it don't want to hear your lies. It's not going to want to hear anything that comes out of your mouth. Because everything is laid right out there. You doing this. Remember when you did this? Remember when you did this? What are you going to say? That's not you? Yep. So what happened? He wanted Diane to take care of him. Yep. He sure did. But thank God she didn't. Because what happened was, yeah, she knew what was going on with him. She told us what was going on. We're like, well, good, no, better for him. Good for him. Because he was never going to stop. You know that, don't you? He was never going to stop until he was stopped. But it never should have got to that point. It should never get to the point where you draw fate's attention because you just aren't going to do right. My grandmother always said that. And when we were little, we didn't really know what she meant. But she was right. If you draw fate's attention, you're already dead. You just don't know it. You're already dead. Yep. Because it's just a matter of time. So now, he can't do anything. He can't talk. He can't walk. He's in a wheelchair. He can do nothing. He's totally dependent on the kindness of others. When all he had to do was show kindness and respect. But he wouldn't do it. Now it's too late. It's way too late now. Now it's just a matter of time before he dies. And he know he did wrong. But now he could never make it up, which is even worse. If you done wrong to somebody who's always been good to you, you better get up off your ass and make that up. Because sometimes you only get one opportunity to do that. And if you don't, okay. Because you will be dealt with. If it's not now, it will be later. But you're going to be dealt with. And it's not going to be pretty. And it's not going to be painless. Because what you did wasn't pretty or painless. You caused somebody suffering. So guess what? Now it's your turn. And it's up to them if they want to be there or not. She's not there. He has nobody. Because his family was a bunch of jackals. They weren't going to take care of him. Are you kidding? You know how much time and effort it takes to take care of a stroke victim? You give up your life because they need 24-hour care. Who's going to do that? Not everybody. He had to end up going to her for help. But what happened is his nephew had went to visit him and had him in a car and took him over at Diane's house. And she's like, well, who's that in the car? That's Ronnie. What are you bringing him here for? Because he wants to see you. Oh, no. No, you take him back where you got him from. Oh, no. I'm going to take care of him. Because she was always there for him. She never told him no. Until she had to get tired on her own. But it's just a shame that it took over 20 years for her to do that. But now he's suffering, which is what he's supposed to do, because he did wrong, and he kept doing wrong to his kids. Her son passed away, so he could never right that wrong. That's gone, over, done. Never took care of him. Would always sit up there and promise him things. Never deliver. Christmas, birthdays, never around. Lied to the kids. But, yeah, I'm gonna get you school clothes. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Never show up. You gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for everything wrong you do, and you're gonna suffer. I mean, a lot of people don't believe that, but it's all true. You can look around you and see examples of what happened to people who don't do the right thing. And you gotta pay for that. You're not going to get away.
I'm ready to pull the pie out.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it.
Okay. I'll get some.
It
of
smells
this.
good, sis.
Yeah. I'll get the mittens and stuff. It's got a little leakage on the side, but
No, it's supposed to do.
it's supposed to do that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, all fruit pies leak. Apple, peach, blueberry.
No.
Yeah, they all leak.
I'll go ahead and want me to stick the bread in or just wait?
Okay, yeah, that has to go back in.
Yes, okay.
But just put that on the bottom and put the bread. Well, yeah, put that on top and put the bread on the bottom.
Right on the bottom? Okay.
Yeah, because the bread won't take long.
Yeah. Okay. So that's there. And here's the Texas garlic toast going in on the bottom shelf. All right. Well, did you want to say any more on your story? You want me to?
Well, that's
pause it?
you know,
That's pretty much the gist.
that's pretty catch the gist of it, subs, because, you know, a lot of stuff is unnecessary. You know, you only do it because you're too stupid to realize the consequences that are waiting for you. And there are consequences.
Well, I'm glad I found you because you taking care of me and I'm taking care of you.
Yeah, he's a good provider, subs. I'm not saying that everything is hunky-dory all the time. That's ridiculous. I mean, we have moments just like you guys have moments. That's just life.
We have moments and episodes.
Yeah, that's just life. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to just continuously torture somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they tell you something that you're doing is bothering them, stop doing it. Why is that so difficult? Just stop doing it. But people, for some reason, they just won't. They just will not.
Mm.
So, like I said, when I died and came back, I didn't see anything bad. I didn't see nothing. I didn't have a feeling of dread. I didn't see anything scary. It was pretty quiet. It was calm and quiet. I'm looking all around. I didn't see anything bad. Nothing. So, and I came back, you know, because obviously I had other things to do. But this time, I don't want to come back. You know.
But I want you to come back.
No, there's gonna come a time when my time is up. You know, I've done all I can do. I can't do anymore.
I joked with her. I was like, no, we're going to send you to a taxidermy and we'll put you in a rocking chair so you'll be with me forever and ever.
Ain't that creepy stuff? That's crazy. But no, subs, just do the right thing for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's not going to see what I saw. And like I said, I didn't see anything scary. You know, I didn't see anything terrible. You know, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything, you know, bad. Nothing like that. But everybody's not going to have that experience. You know, my Halloween tales, you know, another thing, I told you people who did wrong and died for a little while and came back and just got a taste of what they're going to get because of the wrong they did. And it was too late for them to change what they did because they'd been acting like a fool for a lifetime. So, and some of the people that they had hurt weren't here anymore, so they could never make that up. If you did wrong, subs, do the right thing and make it up to that person because you never know. That may be the person to save you.
We'll be right back when this is all finished. I got to change the battery because it's about dead.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's check the pie. Let me get the mitts here.
Yeah, pie's done.
Pull that out because I'm helping my girl. Yeah. Over here? Okay. Keep it in the camera shot. Bread. Move it up top.
Let me see something. Yeah,
Okay. Want to flip them over or just
no,
leave?
not yet. They're still
Okay.
soft. I don't think they've been in for 5 minutes.
The chili's pretty much done.
Pretty much.
Ooh.
There's no bread unless you want to wait for the bread.
Well, no, I mean, we could just probably... I mean, it'll probably be done when I do my closing bit.
Alright. But yeah, so
Yeah, be good. Don't be bad.
well, there's a legend. I don't know if it's true or not. Like I said, I didn't see anything bad. But there's supposed to be a PS to if you're a knucklehead person.
Oh, postscript?
Yeah. Supposedly, now there's no way to this can be proved, of course. But supposedly, if you're just a complete moron, but the person that you treated the worst, if they speak for you, then you may be spared. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just some things I've heard over the years. That if they come and will forgive you for what you did, you know, in the afterlife, of course, or maybe in this life, maybe both, that you'll be called because you're the one that was mistreated the worst while that person is being judged. And if you forgive them, maybe it will make a difference. Maybe, maybe not, depending on what this person did. You know, so that's something to think about too. So if you're going to mistreat people, okay, but you may need that person. You know, maybe not in this life, maybe in the next one. You know, to help you. But if they decide not to help you, oh well. You know, like I said, that's an old legend, but there might be some truth in it.
There we go. Now the view's back where it should have been. I didn't realize that. Okay, we were upside down there for that bit.
No, we weren't in the camera or nothing.
No, but everything was kind of reversed.
But that's what I heard a long time ago. There might be some truth in it.
Well, I'm glad you felted me, or I felted you.
We felt each other, so.
Yeah. So we're all happy, go lucky couple in stuff and doing stuff and sharing our adventures.
Now, we have our time subs, just like you. You know, nothing is hunky-dory all the time. That's ridiculous. But, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But, you know, just treat the person with respect. If that person is good to you, and if that person is there when you need them to be, you better do the same. Because there's no excuse to take advantage of somebody. None at all. Unless you're just a complete idiot. You know. Because that person, if you have a good person in your life, that person was sent to you for a reason. But if you misuse that blessing, what do you think's going to happen to you?
Comes around, goes around.
Yeah, because you didn't have to be sent a decent person in your life. Everybody don't have decent people in their life. Everybody don't have decent parents. Everybody don't have decent relatives. Everybody don't have decent friends. You know, but if you have somebody that was sent to you and they're good to you, you better do the same. Otherwise, fate will just get rid of you and give your blessing to somebody else more deserving. That happens every day. I mean, you see examples of it all the time. I mean, I just gave you an example, but anybody who has friends, they know what I'm talking about. Because everybody's going to go through trials and tribulations, but you're not supposed to just give your life over to somebody who's a piece of garbage, just a garbage human being who has no intention of doing the right thing. They're just not going to do it. I don't care what you say. They're not going to do it. Okay. But there's a price to pay for that. And you will pay the price.
Want me to take it out? Or?
Yeah.
All right. I'm helping. All right.
He's going to do the garlic bread subs.
Yeah. I'll try to get everything in the shot here. There we go. Yeah, everything's in the shot. Okay, so now I'm going to flip them. Ooh, yeah. You guys haven't tried garlic Texas toast for your garlic bread? I highly recommend it.
Yeah, because it's thick cut.
Yep. And all buttered up.
Yep. Little herbs.
Yep.
Probably oregano.
Maybe. All right, pop it back in
Yeah,
her.
really got to be in for a little while and then they're done.
All right. Well, we'll be right back when they're done then.
Yep.
In stuff. All right, garlic bread is done. Let's take it on out here. Yeah. It's basically lunch, dinner, and dessert all in one.
Yep.
Wow. Kate's cherry pie, chili, and relationship stories.
Yeah. Everybody got a friend like that. Everybody has a friend that keeps putting up with somebody, and no matter what you say to them, they just hang in there instead of just calling it quits and going on to something better. You know, they wait until they're too old. You know, why would you do that? Why would you give your youth to somebody who's not worth a damn? You know, talk to you crazy, treat you bad, but you're going to stick in there? I ain't like that. No.
Well, we're not going to do like a taste test. I've already done this before, and I know this video is pretty long as it is, so we'll just wrap it up and enjoy each other's company. And Kate's going to rest the rest of the day because she's tired.
Yeah, I'm all done. So here it is. It's what, well, 23 past 11. And I started something, what was it, something to 10?
Yeah, it's like 9:30, 10, 9:45, so it was before, yeah. So you've been doing this for about an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours, somewhere in there. But,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
made that cherry pie, and I did the chili, and the bread, that just had to be heated up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so there you go, another cooking and story time video for you guys.
About relationships.
Yeah, for those that like this type of video. So, till the next thrilling video.
Oh, and as a closer sub, she's okay now. You know, well, kind of, sort of. There's still a little bit of drama, you know, in her life, but, you know, that part is over. It's just a shame that she gave so many years to somebody who really didn't care. She loved him. He didn't love her. He just used her. But she loved him, and that's not a relationship. You know, you can't be in a relationship by yourself, but she was. You know, for years and years and years, but I don't know. But I mean, she's okay now. I mean, she's over it, but it's just a shame that she gave so many years that she could never get back to somebody who didn't care about her.
All right, well, until the next video, adios.
Bye, Sibs.
Woo.